Interrogation transcript. Place: underground dungeons of the Temple of Sigmar, Wurtbad, Stirland. Date: 27th day of Sommerzeit, 2521 after the coronation of Sigmar. Scribe: Ludwig Albrecht, lay cleric assigned to records. The prisoner is identified as Mathis Gruber, peasant from the lands of Hergswald, eastern Stirland. The inquisitor is witch hunter Heinrich Kraus, Order of the Silver Hammer. The prisoner is chained to an iron chair, wrists and ankles bound. He has already undergone previous interrogations. Sound of a chain being pulled, wood creaks. The prisoner gasps for breath. Kraus says, "Raise your head, Gruber." Mathis answers, I cannot see. There is no light, sir." Kraus says, "There is light enough for those who have nothing to hide." A step is heard, followed by the sharp crack of a slap. "I said, raise your head." Mathis answers, "Sigmar, have mercy." Kraus says, "Do not invoke his name until we know for whom you have truly prayed." Scribe, note this. The prisoner shows clear signs of flogging, localized burns on arms and chest, nails torn from the left hand. The previous sessions have not produced complete confessions. Ludwig, noted. Kraus says, "Mathis Gruber, you are charged with having welcomed into yourself the touch of the pernicious powers of the North. You are charged with having brought corruption into your village, with having sung blasphemous songs during the harvest, with having performed obscene gestures during the Mass of Sigmar, and with having whispered forbidden names in your master's barn. How do you plead?" Mathis answers, I do not. I do not know anything, sir. They were the voices of the wind. I only work the fields, I swear, by Sigmar and by Tal. Kraus says, "The voices of the wind do not teach the litanies of the abyss, peasant. A metallic sound is heard, a chain dragged, something being lifted. Do you see this?" Mathis answers, his teeth chatter, brief. "No, but I feel it. It smells of iron and of something burnt." Kraus says, "It is the iron that will be laid upon your skin. How do you plead?" Mathis answers, "Innocent. I am innocent, sir. I am only a man. I know nothing of dark gods, of wizards. I am only Mathis from Hergswald." Kraus says, "We shall see how long you remain only Mathis." Guard, hold his shoulder still. Sound of footsteps. Someone grabs the prisoner. Leather stretched tight creaks. Mathis answers, No, I beg you. Not again. Not again." Kraus says, "Then let your tongue run faster than the iron. For whom were the songs heard on the night of the long harvest?" Mathis answers, They were only tavern songs. We learned them from the merchants, sir. They spoke of wine and of women, not of ah!" A sudden hiss, followed by a wet sound. Strong smell of burnt flesh. The prisoner screams. Mathis answers, "Ah! Please, take it away." Kraus says, "It has barely been laid upon your skin." For whom were the songs, Mathis? For no one, I swear to you, only to make the night pass. Ah! Interesting. Scribe, note this. Despite the pain, the prisoner's voice does not show the typical breaks of total panic. He still maintains coherence. This indicates resistance beyond the norm. Ludwig, noted. The prisoner is breathing in a strange way, as if between one scream and the next there were a different sob. Kraus says, in a colder tone, "You endure better than most of your kind, Mathis. For a simple peasant, that is curious. Do you want to tell me why your skin trembles, yet not solely from pain?" Mathis answers, panting, almost gasping, I do not understand what." Kraus says, "Guard," another stroke, on the chest. Slowly. Again, the hiss of red-hot iron, acrid smell fills the cell. The prisoner screams, but the cry breaks into an ambiguous sound that for an instant almost resembles a moan. Ludwig, note, the prisoner has emitted a sound curious, as if within the pain there was something else. I feel compelled to note it. Mathis answers, Please, I beg you." Kraus says, "What exactly do you feel, Mathis? Describe it." Mathis answers, "It burns, but it is like when you plunge into freezing water and then return to the fire. It is too much all at once. It digs inside, it screams, and silence. Only the labored breathing can be heard. And Mathis shines inside, as if there were a light beneath the skin. The guard whispers a prayer to Sigmar. Light. It is not light. Peasant, it is your flesh dying out. For whom would this light shine? Mathis answers, laughs nervously, immediately emitting a groan from the movement of the burns. I do not know. I do not know. Kraus says, on the contrary, you do know. You know exactly who taught you to confuse agony and ecstasy. Do you want to speak his name, Mathis? Mathis answers, abruptly, suddenly more lucid. He has no single name. A sharp silence falls over the cell. Ludwig, the Inquisitor, stiffens. The guard stops breathing for an instant. Kraus says, explain. Mathis answers, in a lower voice as if confiding a secret. You call him by many curses. Lord of excess, tempter, he who dances on the threshold of the scream. But those are garments. His true name is a sound that comes to life only when the flesh splits and the heart cannot decide whether to hate or to love what it feels. Kraus says, you have spoken many forbidden titles, peasant. For how long have I served him? That is, for how long have you served him? Mathis answers, coughs, I do not serve him, in the way you think, sir. I have only let him enter where he already was. In the fields, when my back was breaking, in the hunger, when the grain rotted, in my father's fists, when he came home drunk. I have only stopped calling all that bad luck and started calling it a gift. Guard says, blasphemer. Kraus says, silence, Hans. Mathis, tell me, have you performed rituals? Have you danced in circles inscribed in blood? Have you touched altars? Mathis answers, no. Sighs, almost resigned. I did not need to. He told me there was no need for circles, nor candles, nor elven or wizard books. One only needs to listen. Kraus says, who is he? Mathis answers, with a half smile that reveals a broken tooth. The one you fight every day, sir. The one who makes you get out of bed to hunt him. The one who fills you with warmth when you burn another like me and feel you are doing the right thing. You feel it, do you not? That flame in your chest when you judge, when you condemn, when you feel the power to decide over another's flesh. You think it is Sigmar. It is him. Kraus says, the sound of a whip being gripped, leather creaking. Measure your words, peasant. You are one breath away from having your tongue cut out. Mathis answers, almost laughing between sobs, and that would be a different kind of pleasure. Do you see? We are made of the same stuff, you and I, only I have stopped pretending. Ludwig, note, the Inquisitor does not respond for a few moments. I observe the sweat on his temples, despite the cold in the cell. The prisoner, though bleeding, seems more centered than before.